snow levels. What is it about them? Why do we all love them so much? Coming from a Texan who is used to the blistering heat, I would have to say it reminds me of my favorite season and the holidays. Just like many of you guys, Christmas time is my favorite time of the year. We get to see friends and family, eat like crap, and play video games. Now back when I was a child, we weren't as lucky as we are now with game releases. Most games released later in the year closer to the holidays. So most of the time, I waited up until the end of the year to play many games during Christmas time. I have many fond memories of staying up too late and playing through my newest couple of games wrapped up in a blanket. Playing through a great snow level can just send all these nostalgic feelings shooting down my spine. Maybe it's the atmospheric design of the level, or maybe it's the theme of the level. I've certainly played through levels multiple times just to listen to the music another time. Or maybe you have your own personal reasons on why you love them. But let's go through my favorite snow levels in video games. This might be my most memorable level on this list. Cool Mountain was one of the first levels introduced in Super Mario 64, and for some reason when I think of Super Mario 64, I think of this level. I'm not sure exactly why. It might be the iconic slide where you raced a big ass penguin, or the painfully obviously shortcut down the slide. Or maybe it's when Mario is able to drop a penguin to its death, I don't know. But everything about the level puts a giant nostalgic grin on my face. The theme for this level is absolutely fantastic. It fits the whole snowy atmosphere so well. When I hear this music and see Mario jumping around, I think he should be wearing a big ugly Christmas sweater holding a steaming cup of hot chocolate, rather than his usual overalls. Naughty Dog never misses a chance to provide players with thrilling action sequences in the Uncharted series. And the one that stands out the most to me is the beginning of Chapter 15 of Uncharted 2. Well, I say that chapter, but you really play through the section twice, once at the very opening of the game, and once in the beginning of Chapter 15. The chapter begins with a wounded Nathan Drake trapped in a train dangling off the side of a mountain. You must make your way up the train car utilizing broken pipes and handles along the way to climb. The whole sequence is a frantic ride because parts of the train will tear off or pipes Nate is climbing on will snap. And it just made me feel a little uneasy seeing the potential fall to your death. Many times when climbing in video games there are spots to catch yourself if you make a mistake. Nope, not here. Sometimes there is nothing in between you hanging onto a broken pipe and the drop off a mountain. I have to applaud what Naughty Dog did here. They managed to capture that queasy feeling we get from massive drops. At least I felt this way. And they also created one of the most iconic scenes in all of their exclusive titles. The train scene is highly remembered as a significant section of the Uncharted series. Naughty Dog did a great job of catching you off guard at the beginning of the game, but then giving you some more backstory closer to the end of the game. It is a little funny though because they basically started their huge game off with a, well, I bet you're wondering how I got here moment. And god, do those really annoy me. You know, I think Hideo Kojima was a genius. Of course he is a genius in the aspect of making video games, but I mean, he knew snow levels are everyone's favorite levels, so he just made a game that takes place entirely in the snow. Now not every section of Metal Gear Solid takes place in the snow, because a lot of the game takes place inside of Shadow Moses, but basically every outdoor section is in the snow. Now, I have not played the original Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. I was one of the Twin Snake fellas who experienced it first on the GameCube. And yes, I know that Twin Snakes basically breaks the game because shooting everyone in first person is so much easier, and also the added features makes the game much more corny. But that doesn't make the game not memorable or a classic. Playing through it many years after release still had me at the edge of my seat. Besides having just horrendous voice acting, the original Metal Gear Solid was far ahead of its time. When a movie or a game takes place entirely in one area, it makes you feel accustomed to the area and often provides a tighter story, and Shadow Moses definitely provided that memorable feeling. The snowy, ambient atmosphere captured the solitary feeling it was going for. Sneaking around felt even more badass with the snow coming down and that classic MGS music playing. Every kill or takedown felt even more badass, all because of this atmosphere. Man, even thinking about it now still makes me want to go experience it again. Metal Gear Solid is such a special game, and I give a lot of the credit to how well Shadow Moses felt to explore and sneak through. Now this is not much of a level, but more of an area. Since Breath of the Wild has an open world and none of the story elements or divine beasts take place in this area, this section can entirely be missed by many players. But boy, am I glad I explored this section of Hyrule. Now there is nothing really special about this area that is tied to the game, really. There aren't many shrines or Korok seeds in the Highlands, but this area still made me feel something. To me, Breath of the Wild has the greatest atmospheric music I've ever heard in a video game. The absence of your traditional music playing in certain areas adds a more isolating feeling to the game. Instead of your typical overworld theme, you might only hear whatever actions Link is doing at the moment or some natural sounds from the surrounding area. Exploring the area for a few shrines while only hearing the crunch of the snow from your boots really makes you feel detached from the rest of the world. But I remember exactly the moment I was just like, oh fuck, I think I love this game. I think this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm walking through the area minding my business when I start to hear this music kick in I've never heard yet. I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool, but why like this all of a sudden? Then I look up and a gigantic dragon was flying over my head. That dragon theme just left me floored as I watched this huge dragon fly over me on this snowy mountain. We all have the gaming memories that we all remember fondly. It could be you staying up late playing Smash with your buddies, or just a part of a game that really connected with you. This was one of the moments for me. I will always remember that moment whenever I look back on my gaming memories. Now this should go without question that Freezeezy Peak in Banjo Kazooie is the greatest snow level in all of gaming. I mean, it has a gigantic snowman in the middle of the level wearing a scarf that can be used as a slide. There are Christmas lights to save and a tree to explore. If you're looking for the most winter level to play, this is your go-to. The music provides a holiday theme that just puts a big smile on your face. And if that doesn't, then giving presents to the bear children will. All the jiggies that can be collected are a joy to find. The transformation into a walrus is a delight. I can't imagine a different level that captures that holiday feeling better than Banjo Kazooie's Freezeezy Peak. The theme, level, and atmosphere mesh together perfectly to provide the best winter level in all of video games. Thanks for watching. Snow levels are always my favorite levels in games, and I imagine they are for you too. So let me know what your favorite snow levels are in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.